Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to show you the shop here first of all. Very small little shop, and yes, I am a GM guy, but everything rusts, so in that world, everything is my friend. This is just my shop, very small, 24 by 24, very short ceiling. Not able to do a whole lot of roofs unless they're cars, but just like very into the automobilia and anything car, basically. Got license plates on my wall. Don't have the complete 50 state set yet, but I'm working on that. The tin signs I like. Just some of my equipment. I've got work stands. I've got a welder there underneath that, cover blanket, blaster cabinet, big blaster, masking, my exhaust fans. Here's some parts for my 56. Just some more stuff on the wall. Here's a couple cars and car shows that I've owned or built or helped build. Compressor. Honestly, it's a little small for what I'm doing here, but it's getting me by. And this is basically home for me in the evenings. I'm using a Finex 3000, I believe it is. Works awesome. Highly recommend it. Very economical. Great spraying gun. It's my shaker. Like I said earlier, I do actually run a body shop. I don't own it, but I run it. So I've got lots of tools from when I was actually on the shop floor doing the work before I was telling everybody else to do the work. And of course, there's enough junk laying around too, but of course the beer fridge is mounted high, so we don't have to ever bend over for a beer. We bend over for enough things in life. So this is my shop, where I call home. I'll show you the car. I mentioned earlier the trick about sanding out a run. I had a killer slider right here between the door edge and the mirror. And as you can see with that light reflection, bam, nothing, gone. And that was a trick, again, that I learned on YouTube through Turbo Cobra, who he actually had heard it from someone else also. This car had deer damage on it. Front hood was just biffed a little bit, but I did replace it. Grill was replaced with the factory Volkswagen replacement. Did not do the bumper. There wasn't any damage really to speak of, but there was a bunch of other stuff with the fenders that we took care of. There was some rust down low on the bottom of the fenders and on the top of the rockers, which we fixed. I fixed. Then also rust proofed. Just kind of polished all the rest of the car for the guy. This is one of my really great customers. Also did this fender. Same story. There was rust on the bottom of the fender, top of the rocker. Very common on the Jetta. I also did a little repair on this door. Back door was really rough. So pretty much straightened the whole door on that. Blended into the quarter. The color looks pretty good. The spoiler was mounted at a different time. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but the spoiler looks a little bit more orange or more yellow. And the color I sprayed is just a touch redder, but I think it's more because it's fresh. This car has 220,000 miles on it. It's a 2000, but well kept. Owner really takes great care of it, and he's become a really good friend of mine over the years because all he drives is Volkswagens, and I love working on these little Volkswagens. They really, for me, they're easy to work on, and I'm pretty familiar with them now. I love them. They're really nice. They're a nice little car. And I am a GM guy, so I might get some backlash for that. So that's just an example of the work that I'm doing here. This was painted in this building and was just knocked down with 2000 grit and then 3000 Trizact pad and polished. Excuse me. And you can see the reflection there in the hood. I think that looks pretty darn good. So like I said, this is going to be my first YouTube video. I'm hoping to get good response. I know there's always going to be some haters out there, but like I said, the inspiration has always been the YouTube Garage Gang. First video I actually watched was of the original Pfister's channel, or maybe it was a Hack and Pack channel, where he did a rust repair on a blue Silverado, like a 2000. Just rotted, and I've been hooked ever since. One, because I do those kind of repairs quite often. I have actually some remnants on my wall of shame here of some cab corners that have been replaced. This one on top is actually out of my 97 Silverado. One behind it, that's actually out of an '05 Avalanche, believe it or not. That's the dog leg ahead of the rear wheel. Pretty gross. And that truck has since been totaled, so the repair really didn't do any good. This is a good example of one. This is out of a 2001 Silverado four-door extended cab. So no stranger to rust repairs around here. So that's pretty much the gist of it. I got a couple other jobs coming in here. Pretty busy actually, but I'm going to take a couple days off, just hang out with the family. So this one's ready to roll. This one will be disappearing here in a couple days. So with that, thanks very much. Have a good night.